Info Ninja.
From Los Angeles to Atlanta
Donald Trump has got to go!
to Chicago and in the nation's capital, organizers say more than 5 million Americans poured into the streets under the banner of No Kings, with the goal of sending President Donald Trump a message about the direction of his administration.
I didn't expect to be fighting fascism in my 50s.
The protests were in part a response to the administration's decision to host a grand military parade in Washington in honor of the Army's 250th birthday, which just happened to coincide with President Trump's birthday.
Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. Happy July, happy early 4th of July. Don't believe the liberal hype. We live in the greatest country in the world. If anybody disagrees with you on that, simply tell them, well, if we're not the greatest country in the world, where is the greatest country in the world? It's us, baby. And we're patriotic on this show, and I'm starting to feel more patriotic movement in this country since we got President Donald Trump, a president that doesn't seem to actually hate this country and our history. And recently, you've probably seen it on the news, there was the No Kings protests. This coincided with Donald Trump's birthday and the military parade. It was really a way just to show patriotism is what Donald Trump and the military was doing, and it was the military's birthday. But the No Kings protest, they weren't protesting King George. In their mind, they were protesting King Trump. But if that's what those folks, and many of those folks out there protesting had no idea why they were there, but if that's what they believed they were there doing, protesting quote-unquote King Trump, then they've been deceived. They fell for it. If you believed that's what they were out there protesting, then you've been deceived. You fell for it. So let me explain what No Kings is really all about. But before we get to that, let's get to X. We are at Info Ninja Show on X. Info Ninja Show on X. Please give us a follow. Please send a comment, a message. And if you're listening to this on any podcast platform, please hit that share button. Send it to a friend. Send it to an enemy. Let's get to it.
All right, let's do this.
So, No Kings starts with a simple question. If you really want to understand what No Kings is really all about, you have to ask yourself the question, who really runs this world? And spoiler alert for all our libtard friends out there, it's not King Trump. He does not run the world. I've got a hint for you. For our liberal friends and for all of our regular-minded friends out there, the hint on who runs this world is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. That's right, I'm bringing up the Holy Bible again because I'm one of those crazy folks out there that believes everything in the Bible is 100% true. And by the way, the more time that goes on, the more scientific discoveries that we make, the more life that I personally live just confirms over and over again that the Bible is 100% true. So Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 says this, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." That's right, Donald Trump doesn't run this world. No politician runs this world. The devil and evil runs this world. And as every day and every week and every month and every year passes, he gets more and more control. And he goes a little wilder because he knows his time is short. Eventually, the man, Jesus Christ, is coming back to end his party, to put an end to his reign, to truly reign on his parade. So year after year, the devil is getting stronger and in more control, and he is running this world. And that's why we see things continue to get worse and worse globally year after year.
He ain't lying.
And the devil's best tool for doing all this, for spreading his evil ideas and his evil ways, has always been the media and entertainment. This is your news, your social media, your music, your movies. The devil has used those products and those performers to slow roll evil across the world for a long time now. He is in control of all of those devices. Not to say that there's some good musicians out there. Yes, there are. And not to say that there are not any good actors out there. Yes, there are some good actors and good news people out there, but many of them are in those positions because they are evil. They've made a quote unquote deal with the devil. So the devil slow rolls things. A great example is when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, what you would see on TV as far as sex, violence, and what you would hear as far as language. Wow, compared to today, light years difference. I remember when it was a very big deal when the first time somebody said SHIT on TV. That was a big thing. Everybody was talking about it. There was a time that I think Howard Stern accidentally cussed on the radio, and that was a big thing. Everybody made a big deal about it. And now I think they allow you like one F-bomb in your movie. You can say the F word and still get a PG-13 rating. You can show bare breasts and asses in movies and on TV in some circumstances and not get an R rating. These are things that you never would have heard of. You never would have heard the language or saw the level of violence that we see in video games or we see in movies where there's blood and there's gore. You never would have seen any of that stuff back in the 80s. But then the 90s came around, and then the 2000s, and then the 2010s, and now we're in the 20s, the 2020s, and it's getting worse and worse. The devil uses the media and entertainment to slow roll evil so that slowly over time it kind of becomes the new standard, or kind of becomes the new norm, and we are just more open. We are more conditioned to all these terrible things, and then thus we kind of just accept them. Because if he puts out too much evil too fast, then we will reject it. But when it's slow rolled and it creeps up on us, we don't even notice it.
Gay!
So the devil's newest slow roll is the point of this episode. No kings. And I get it. We're Americans, right? We reject the idea of kings. We don't need no kings. But that's not what the No Kings protest and really the kings thing is about. It's not just about the no kings. There's another movement, and it's the king movement. It's women calling men kings. My favorite one is short men out there. They call them short kings. So this would be like a short guy, but he's in great shape and he makes a lot of money and he's very confident. He's a short king. Or a girlfriend may call her boyfriend, or a wife may call her husband my king. So why would the devil be interested in the No Kings protest? Does he have TDS too? Does Satan have Trump derangement syndrome? He may, but this is America. We reject the idea of kings here. We rejected King George. So am I crazy? Has the Info Ninja lost his mind? Well, no. So why would the devil do this then? Well, I've got another hint for you. Revelations chapter 17, verse 14, and Revelations chapter 19, verse 16. That's right, bringing the Bible into it again. So the Bible verse, Revelation chapter 17, verse 14 says, "These will wage war against the Lamb, and the Lamb will overcome them, because he is Lord of Lords and King of Kings." And then there's Revelations chapter 19, verse 16. "And on his robe and on his thigh he had a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords."
Amen.
The devil is trying to program us into not wanting or rejecting the one true king, Jesus Christ. Or at least he's trying through the short kings, or, the ladies calling their men their king. He's trying to diminish or lower the gravity of how important it is to be king. There is only one king, folks. His name is Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. But now the devil is using the media and he is using entertainment to get us to A, reject kings and not want a king, so that when Jesus comes back as the conquering king, people are going to want to reject him just because of the idea of him being in charge, him being the king. And then he's also trying to get us the idea of being a king not really being that special or not really being that important, because everybody can be a king now. You could be a short king, a fat king, a tall king. Well, I do not reject the idea of the King of Kings or the Lord of Lords. I know there is one true king, and you know there is one true king named Jesus Christ. And the devil knows that his time is short and the king is coming back soon. We need a king, and his name is Jesus. You're not a king if you're short. You're not a king if you're strong. You're never going to be king, and you want it that way, because Jesus, who is on the throne right now, is going to do a way better job of being a king than you, over your own life, over everyone's life. So no kings, no thanks. I choose Jesus. And that makes the score God 1, devil 0. Hi-yow! Info Ninja. If you liked what you heard, please give me a thumbs up, a comment, and a share. You can find us on X at Info Ninja Show, on Rumble, Truth Social, YouTube, and of course, anywhere podcasts are sold.